everybody, Sarah with Keys of the Kingdom here, and I just wanted to do a quick video to share what my week 3 layout is going to look like for the Who You Are Thanksgiving Devotional. And so this is how I've set it up. I just wanted to do it really simple for this devotional. There's so many ways that you can put yours together and just play with the printing size to get it to what you want it to look like. If you have not listened to week 1 or 2, I have printed my devotional at 45%, which gave me approximately a 6" by an 8". It's not quite exact, but it's close. And then I just punched a hole in the corner and attached it with a little 3-ring binder here and added some coordinating ribbons. And so my week 1, I have just tabbed each week and then did a simple layout on them. Some of these elements are from my printables and some of them are from other shops, and I have listed those underneath, and I will list those underneath this video as well. And here's week 2. And I am just keeping this really simple for this devotional because I want to really dive in and focus on the content itself. And I really do enjoy the creative piece too, but I'm just trying to keep it simple this time around. So I am just going to quickly go in and add some pieces here. I have some chevron that I cut out just from my background papers. It's for my paper pack for this devotional. And so I just want to glue this down here somewhere. Like that. And what I have done on the edges of this page, it's also for my paper pack for this devotional, the optional one, and those are listed down below, and they're also available in the emails that you get with the free devotional. The links for those optional pieces that you can purchase are there. And what I have done on this is I actually just added a simple distress crayon, and I used just a blending brush like this and blended some of that around the outside just to give it a little extra color pop there. And so I will pop this off the back here and get rid of that. And I just wanted to add a few pieces here to create my week 3 layout for my main focal page anyway. And I have printed on the back side of all of my papers just a simple dot grid. And so I can go in and do my notes and thoughts and prayers and whatnot on the backs of all the pages if I would like to do it that way. And I also am leaving some room on these pages for some notes or journaling if I want to do some of that. Plus I have left some of these pages that I can add a whole bunch of notes to if I want to do it that way. So it just gives you a lot of different options on things that you can do like that. And so I have grabbed just one of the cards that's on my optional printables, and I tore off one of the sides and added just a little bit of distress crayon to it. And I want to just get that, I'm just going to glue that down here, and I am just using a craft glue stick from Elmer's. It's really inexpensive. It works well. It gives you a little bit of room to move things around before it dries, but it is permanent, so that's kind of a nice piece to it. And that side is obviously not quite perfectly straight, so I'm going to line it up where I want it to be on this side, and then I'm going to trim off the other side my page there from the back side. So that will work. And I just thought that made a nice little background for my Polaroid journaling card. And this actually is from an Ella Roots printable, and I'll list that below. I also have some optional Polaroid cards, and I really liked this one of hers, and so I am going to use it on this page this time, along with some of the pieces from my printables. And these are all optional things. You do not by any means have to do any of these things at all. They are just some fun little additions if you would like to do them. That's totally up to you. And I have printed these out with the dot grid on the back also, so I could do this as a tip-in if I wanted to, and I just attach it with some tape on there, which is not a terrible idea. So I could use a pretty tape, a washi tape there, but I actually think I'm going to just stick it down with some glue, because I'm really enjoying the layered look lately, and I still will have a lot of options to have plenty of space for note taking without doing that. So I'm just going to pop that on here like so, and I have just used some of my printable that is part of the free devotional, the word fetty there, and added it to the Polaroid journaling card just to give it a little pop of color. Alright, so I'm just turning off the extra stuff that was hanging over on the edge there on my page to even up the corner of my page there. And let's see. Okay, so I hadn't decided what I wanted to do on this part. I have this little piece that I tore off here, and so maybe what would be nice would be to use that as a focal piece up here. I actually kind of like that. And then I have been just tabbing. I cut it out with my tab punch coordinating paper, and then I put it on, or I actually have been tabbing on the devotional content itself. So let me go ahead and get this. I like that a lot. Let me go ahead and get this up here really quickly. And I just really like to give you guys some basic, simple, fun little ideas of what you can do. There's really no rules for these things. It's just that it's fun to do a little bit of artwork with it. If you like it, you don't have to do it by any means. It is totally up to you, but I know that it can be difficult to figure out things to do if you're not sure where to start, and so I thought it may be helpful just to share how I am doing mine in an effort to share how simple it can be, that you don't have to do some total elaborate thing here. And I have just used around my word fetty here some black micron pen to kind of make it stand out, and then there, that's nice. And then I used on this particular page some of the teal color to kind of draw it all together a little bit. And these are souffle pens, and they're nice. Sakura makes these, and they take a little bit of time to dry. but they are really nice, and they kind of just give it a nice pop of color, and it dries with a little bit of texture also. You can kind of feel it when it dries, so it's really nice. And I have done the same thing with my tab here, and so let me get that. I'm going to move this out of the way. So I am going to line up my pages here, and then, okay, so my week 1, okay, so there's week 2, okay, week 3, okay, so what I want to do here is just kind of eyeball where I want it to land on my page here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but this way I can space it out, and I guess I better get my glue on here. And I really do like this glue stick. There are some other ways that I adhere my stuff down to that I really like, but I like the glue stick. It's a nice simple way to go, and very inexpensive, so it just gives you the freedom to not be too expensive, while also giving you the ability to move your items around if you need to. So I'm going to do week 3 right about there, I think. Give or take just a little bit here. Let's see where we are. That's pretty good. And that's going to give me plenty of room to do one more tab for my final week of the devotional, which is great. And so I have coordinated my tabs using the same design that I have up here on the top with my paper packs that have the same coordinating paper. You don't have to do that. I just thought it was nice looking to do that. And so I have my tab here. On the front I've used the week 3, just like I've done on week 1 and week 2. And then I put the word for the week on the back side. Love, faithful, and week 3 is good. And so then I just have to pop this in. Get rid of my glue stick here. So, oh, oops. Okay. So just pop it in, close that, and I am ready to go. And week 3 talks about the nature or character of how God is just good. And that's just so amazing to me. Let me talk about that just a little bit here. I'm really just so amazed by that constantly, especially now. I mean, looking at the world and humanity as a whole can just be so negative sometimes. I mean, it just seems like it's just getting worse and worse. So it's just baffling to me how God can just be good, and how he can just continue to love us even though we're not. And it's just important to remember that he says he's good, and that no matter what happens, good, bad, or whatever happens, that he remains good. And that just really strikes a chord with me constantly about how amazing it is that he sent Jesus to save us. And he did that because he's good and he loves us. And that's just who he is. And that's just so amazing to me. So it gives me hope. It really gives me hope, and that he can just have compassion on us and show us mercy, even though we obviously don't deserve it. And that he is just so good. So I hope this has helped you a little bit. And I look forward to seeing what you do with your devotional this week. And I just love you and I thank God for you. And let me just wrap this up in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much that you are good. We just praise you and are in awe of how good you truly are. Thank you for this time together. Help us to have a supernatural understanding of how good you really are. Just help us to share your goodness with each other and share your goodness with other people. In the name of your Son, Jesus, we ask these things and we thank you for them. Amen. Hope this has helped you guys. Love you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye. Like and subscribe.